Alright. Hey guys. Alright, let me just finish putting everything into its place here real quick. And turn on the webcam whenever that decides to boot up. Awesome. Hey. Alright, I just wanted to make sure the music wasn't too loud before I started everything. Okay. So, to try to keep my phone from completely overheating this time, I've turned down the screen dimness by a lot, so I'm gonna have to rely on my streaming software here. And let me move the chat into a good position as well, so I can read that as it's going on. Excellent. All right, all is good. So let's get this going. Take a look at the new content as always, and yeah. So, as always, we're just going to start off in the event shop and take a look at that new suit, Zone Coin. Okay. So, our first part. Well, I don't like those word tags, Transformer and Force Space, but aesthetically I do like that whole mono eye thing. With power attribute self, shooting damage boosted. It's unfortunately a flat number, meaning it's not going to be that useful. Stat distribution doesn't look that bad on it though, for a welfare. Obviously it's on the low side of shot attack, at least compared to last week's welfare, but that one was definitely more of an outlier. Okay. Yeah, I will say this, like, as bad as this suit is looking, I love the aesthetics. I really like the aesthetics on this. Alright, what do we got here? More of the Transformer and Force Space. When two enemies are shot down, Vernier consumption equals 0 for 10 seconds. Okay. So I've heard some people say that that's useful on melee machines. Personally, I don't see it. So there's only so much I can really say on that front. So it's one of those kind of mileage may vary things, If you think Vernier consumption is good, cool. Otherwise, Stat-wise, it's a welfare. Oh, it has slightly higher than average shot attack, though. I'll give it points for that. That's rare to see on a welfare. So, nice. Alright, let's take a look at the hands. Maximum values. B-D, and you fire from your shoulder unit. Very low initial cooldown. Not a magazine type, however. Stat distribution is really poor, obviously, on melee, because it is a shot type. Transformer mid-range. At least mid-range is better than Force Space. And shot attack is, for a welfare, pretty okay. But it is an integrated part, so it should have much higher stats than this. But it is a welfare. Again, I like the aesthetics. It looks really cool. It's just not a great machine, unfortunately. Alright, legs. Yeah, the website released new info. I will. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to finish this video, right? Once this is done, then I'll switch over to the site. I actually had it prepped in the background, so as soon as we're done this, I can just switch right over to it. Don't worry, guys. Planned ahead. Okay, back to this. What do we got? Okay, the legs. They're welfare legs. That's all the stats tell me. While mid-range, special shot power boosted. Special shot can only be used by long range. I don't think mid-range can use it. Can it? Probably. Anyways, it's when you hold down the ranged weapon button and your character fires a beam or charges a strong shot. So, yeah. Boosting it by 25% is a healthy amount. However, some people don't even use special shot on their machines because they will just use your EX skills, because that's kind of the arena meta. So, outside of that, though, like, the trait's cool, but the stats are meh, and the tags are Alright, what else we got? Backpack. Middle shooter can as well? Okay, cool. End of the day, though, it's still the same argument. Most people will just use EX skills over special shot, so it's really a odd use case. Middle shooter job, vernier recovery rate boosted by 1%. Falls back into what I said about the torso. Is it really depends on what you're running, and if you think vernier in general is useful to maintain and keep at a high level. Personally, I don't think it really is, but that's just me, and I think because of that it's kind of useless, but each to their own. Transform a mid-range, ruin the part anyways. Alright, weapon. A long blade rifle. That thing looks cool. Like that looks futuristic as heck, and I love it. It is Gundam, so it should look futuristic in the first place. With power attribute, flat boost. Okay, useless. Moving on. 2300 shot attack. For a welfare part, that's not too bad. Transformer and force space. What's it max with? 4140? Yeah, it's not really going to be in the competition. Okay, so aesthetically, it's a really cool part. I guess if you wanted to hold on to that for the upcoming 2.0 for a skin or something, but yeah. And then we have all the 5-star parts, typical gears. Okay, yep. So we're still not getting emblems or anything in the shop. Okay. Well, that's that then. Let's move on to the gacha. Oh, come on. Don't you tell me you locked up. Okay, good. So we'll start off with the X1 Kai Kai. Why did they go with Kai Kai? Why didn't they use Skullheart or something that sounds like decent? Kai Kai? Whatever. Okay. Well, let's take a look from the top. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, shot attack is extremely low. Melee attack is... what's the average again? It should be about 300 or something. So, literally a hair's breadth above average for melee attack, I guess. High mobility Gundam type. Not really a fan of those. When 2 enemy shot down, EX skill power boosted. That does have the unfortunate prerequisite, right, of... You have to shoot down 2 things first, meaning it's not going to be terribly useful in the 3v3 arena, because typically when you've killed 2 of them, the third one's on his last legs already. It might be useful for like story missions and stuff, and it doesn't seem to have a timer or anything attached to it, so that might be useful for certain multi-missions, might be useful for story content or some kind of challenge missions, but... That is the average? Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, hey, Panda. They're really dunking on some of these suits, man. Alright, let's take a look at the torso. Cleave through enemies with a saber in each hand, B+, B-. Other way around, that'd be really good, but 3 seconds. What are we looking at stat-wise here? Okay, definitely higher than average melee attack. Shots, high mobility Gundam type. Okay. It's a part. The EX skills, You know, we have, I think, definitely more versions of it in the game already. And, yeah, melee attack is just slightly higher than average. I don't really know what else to say about that part. Like, it's overwhelmingly mediocre. But I guess that is kind of to be expected. It's not a limited, it's not a Sokai, so... Brand marker, DB+. Unleash a barrage of attacks with 2 beam sabers extending from your brass knuckles. Okay. Relatively quick cooldown, doesn't need to be a cutscene or anything, good for a quick smack. Cool. Slightly lower than what we'd expect for melee attack. A few hundred points lost there. High mobility Gundam type, so it doesn't even make up for it with a good tag. Well, Well, like, it's the best way to put it, Jun, right? It's a part. I can't really say it's a bad part, because it's not. There's worse parts in the pool remake. And there's obviously better parts. So it's just kind of the best I can say is, like, it's a part. If you like the aesthetics of it, you go for it. If you don't, you're not really missing out on anything. Yeah. Same goes with the arms, right? Like, the EX skill looks pretty cool, but then the stats are kind of meh. The word tags are eh. So, now granted, of course, most of this will be offset with 2.0, but even then, right, you still got to have a good part to work with. Okay, next one. What do we got? Standard stats, it looks like for legs, skull, heart. What do you bring to the table? A plus D. Cutscene though. Combo attack, squad recovers armor. Bisect? I can't remember. Does bisect boost your melee attack as well? I would have to check that for me. If bisect doesn't boost anything other than like the heal, I'm pretty sure this has a higher power output. Bisect boosts melee? Okay, plus melee attack is a heal and damage buff, yeah. So, I couldn't remember for the life of me whether bisect was just the heal or the buff, so yeah, no. Dang. For a second there, I thought we had a better bisect, but, you know, silly me, am I right? Okay. Oh, this has pro tag though. The legs have pro tag on them. So at least there's something. Wait. Why do the legs have pro tag but none of the other parts do? What? I'm not high enough for this. Alright, let's keep going. Maybe on weapons. We'll find out as we go through, right? High mobility pro tag, it's on the back as well. With power attribute, EX skill CD reduced. That's nice. Nice. Unfortunately, backpack is still a highly contested slot for stuff, but that is definitely a very strong contender. It's a normally selectable part, so you can just grab it with your 4-star tickets. You don't have to worry about gatching for it. And that's, yeah, it's a healthy reduction. Fortunately, it's not initial EX skill CD reduction, but the stats are average, so. Screw Whip. Yay. Infighter, melee damage output boost, flat number. Alright, well, that trait's in the trash. High mobility, Gundam. Why? Why do you keep changing the tags on this thing, man? I like the pro tag. We were going somewhere. We were going places. Decent melee attack. That's like, what, second highest stat distribution? Because the highest is just over 4K. Or is that the third? Because you have like the ones above 4K and the ones at like 3977. Or am I just remembering things wrong? End of the day, it's offensively okay, but the trait's kind of a write-off and the tags are meh. So, it has competition in the slot. So, Peacock Smasher. Alright. Oh. Give me a second. I need to grab another water real quick. Perfect. I was going to grab water, but then you know what? Decided I might as well go with a big can of drink. It's hot in this room, man. It's ridiculous. I should add like a thermometer or something to my live stream. Good lord. Cook along with me, gang. Okay. So, back to this. Peacock Smasher. Wow. Okay. Shot attack on this hurts me. Because as soon as this suit was announced, like, as soon as this suit was announced, people were excited for the Peacock Smasher. So to see the shot attack done like this, I feel bad for the fans of this thing. What's its EX skill? AD, so even the EX skill's meh. High mobility. Oh, hey look, Pro Tag. Like, it's a part. Cripes. Alright, let's take a look at the ABC cloak for this suit. 1 hour's 80% or more, no, 60% or more. Enemy shooting power reduced by 1%. Okay. That's a lot like the, that's a lot like the, what, was that the shield as well from the last time? Or was that the beam rifle? It was the beam rifle from the, Dreadnought. But one of the last parts from the welfare, I'm pretty sure, also reduced the shooting power, so. I feel like the devs are trolling us. Like, it's okay. Like, it's definitely a very useful EX trait to have. But the stat distribution on it, like, it's average other than that. And the word tags, like, it brings mobility, or high mobility and pro tag. Pro tag is good. High mobility, not so much. I remember there's another cloak that brings close combat and pro tag that offers more usability in most builds. This is not a bad part by any means. It's just outdone by its predecessors. Every week can't always be an awesome release. Like, I know what you mean, Blue. Like, I do agree with you, right? Like, you do have to have the ups and the downs, or else it's not going to be that fun when something really good comes out, right? But something does need to be said about suits that have a lot of love towards them, like the God Gundam, and them being done a serious injustice in terms of usability and playability, right? Because I feel really bad for the people that like the God Gundam, because they got shafted real hard stat-wise when, you know, version 2.0 drops and they 6-star the parts and start doing this whole transmog. Sure, it'll be salvageable then, but until that point, you're just dealing with it. Alright. So, the Kai Kai is a meh. Not terrible, not great. I don't really get where the word tags were going with it. Let's move on. Let's look at the Altron. Now, let me open a big can of juice here real quick. Okay. Get to work. I'm scared for them to release Epion. Okay, like, it's been more or less kind of agreed on that when a suit is in the limited or the Sokai, on average, it's going to have amazing stats, or, you know, something amazing about it. But with the God Gundam, like, that's kind of just throwing a wrench into it, where it's like, it doesn't matter how fan favorite a suit is, it can get kneecapped. So, okay. Yeah, Tan, I wish I could get sponsored like that. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, let's take a look. Oh, okay. So the melee attack on the head is definitely on the higher aspect, or higher side of the curve. That's the word. Shot attack is on the unbelievably low side, but this is a melee spec suit. Close combat, 4 space. All right, we're opening strong. We have close combat. It's a shame the other one's not pro tag, but you can't win them all. I'll take the 1 for 2. And that's a typical head Vulcan. Okay. That's a pretty okay part, all things considered. I'd be okay if I rolled that. Alright, let's take a look at the torso. Alright, who pinged me in chat? I threw the God Gundam into the calculator and you get 27 KO from a fully golden build set plus the weapons and shield, but that's the problem, the gold... Yeah. That's kind of the beef, right? Is a lot of the really, really good suits, you can easily lose a couple of parts from it and put in other stuff, and it's still mwah. But when a suit requires pretty much a mono suit, all gold, that's not bad. You know, it's definitely good because of that, but at the same time, it's like you don't really have the ability to be flexible with what you put into it if you want to try to do a kit bash. So headbutted the wings. Deepest lore. Alright, let's take a look at the torso. Alright, higher than average melee attack, higher than average shot attack. Close combat again, Gundam type, to be expected. Slightly higher than the norm on armor, because I'm pretty sure the really high-end stuff is like 17, 1800. Average is 14, 15. Again, I'm probably wrong about that, but that's just from what I remember. My memory is really bad, though. A Power D Pierce, the legendary self-destruct that exists on all the Gundams. Remember that this is max armor, not current armor. So if you've taken more than 10% of your health, you're out, bucko. Alright, well, it's a stat stick for sure, and it comes with close combat, but there's... I was about to say better parts, but I realized most of the better stat sticks are Sokai locked, so it's yeah, it's okay. I like the aesthetic of it too, frankly. That pseudo armor plate looks pretty neat. Okay. Dragon Fang. B plus D. Unleash a burst of flames from your dragon-shaped arm. Okay, that was to be expected. 3 seconds, very quick initial cooldown on that. Decent power, cool. Obviously it's not a magazine type or a cutscene. Now I'm really curious as to how that actually works. Because it can make it really good or really bad. If it homes in, like Dragoon style, that would be pretty good. If it just kind of goes in a straight line, Wait until they put a revive in the head or arms and pair it with self-destruct. Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious? Alright, melee attack is, okay, more or less the average. 0 armor. Okay. I could see 0 armor if its melee attack was like 4k or something. But not with 3.1k. Only has close combat. That's a lot of net loss at the end of the day, because armor, I guess it's not terribly important because you're controlling your machine. You know, that's the only time it really matters. So you don't need a ton of armor as long as you don't get hit. There's just better available. What else do we got here? Okay. Oh, hey, cool, look at that. Higher than average melee attack. Nice. Everything else looks pretty average. Close combat, or space. And when you're out fighter job, enemy melee power reduced. Interesting. Called the Chest EX. It wasn't really that hard to guess though, right? All the Gundams have the self-destruct built in for lore reasons. It just seems like a weird cop-out for an EX skill when there's a lot that they could do to make the machine shine. I don't know how I feel about that trait. Enemy melee power reduced by 30% on the legs. At least if it was like supporter job or one of the attributes or something that really complements where this would really shine. It can definitely have its uses. Close combat for space. It's a part. Like it's not good, it's not bad. It's really in that middling line, which isn't bad, you know, at least it's consistent. Alright, what else do we got here? The backpack. I'm too high. There we go. Kind of blinding it here. Buffet's an infighter though. Well, did you ever think that maybe they didn't design it for its actual pilot? I'm a speed attribute. EX skill piercing boost. EX skill piercing, I go over this like at least once a video, I swear at this point. I don't find, at least I don't find EX skill pierce to be very useful, and based on what people that have really experimented with it have said, it's not like a make or break, so it just doesn't really do enough to make it worth a slot. So the traits pretty much are right off. Yeah, I can't control that with my mouse, so I'm SOL. Close combat, for space, stat distribution is pretty average except for the melee attack, which is on the higher end, which is nice. I think there's a lot better selections for backpack out there, so it's yeah, no. Alright, let's take a look at the twin beam trident. Woohoo! Come on, where's that dang button? No, it's up higher. There we go. My screen is pretty much like pitch black, so I can't actually see. I'm kind of blindly pressing. But doing it this way, my phone won't overheat on me while I'm doing the video. A minus, B minus. Unleash a barrage of attacks, 3 seconds, 21, okay. If those are switched, this would be really nice, but because it is the way it is, it's... B minus, A minus. Like, okay, it's... There's better weapons. There's really no two ways about it. Close combat. Its melee attack is on the lower end of the spectrum. The EX skill is just kind of mediocre at best. It looks cool, so there's that. Okay. So, time to pick up my phone so I can properly navigate here to the pilots. And I pressed one too many times because, you know me, I just have the absolute biggest brain on the block here. Okay, let's try this again. Pilots, yeah. Alright, let's take a look at Fuala Griffon. Yeah. Okay, so she's definitely on the higher spectrum there for shot attack. Not bad, not bad. Long shooter, cool, cool. Long range, for space. When 2 enemies shot down, boost job gauge by 40%. I can't really see a build being made or broken by a job gauge, especially not a long shooter. Decent stat stick if you're lacking a long shooter, but she's not really worth the rolls. Roll for the waifu if that's your jam, guys. Because stats just ain't doing it. I am just clicking all the wrong things like this. I am great. Alright. What do we got? 5% chance for... Oh, you guys are talking about... Okay. Shot attack, 1181. Okay, he's an out. Okay. Mid shooter. When attacking with beam, long shot attack raised by 20%. Okay, ace exclusive and high firepower. I like you. I like you. So, I don't know how many pilots have both of those tags, but I like this a lot. Having both of those tags means he can fit into a ton of builds, and it's not like you're losing a ton of shot attack either with 1181. So, getting spooked by him with a standard capsule ticket, 100% I'd be happy with if I got him. Yeah, tags done right with this guy. Most pilots usually have one of those. Yeah, but that's the thing. How many pilots have both of them at the same time? That's what makes him different. And on top of that, when you attack with long shot, he gets a bonus to that. So if you use one of the rifles, you'll get a lot of extra damage out of that, with both of those tags and the percent boost. So, literally, I think the only thing that can make him better is if the trait was like the all power up or something. That would be the only thing I think that could really polish him up to be a better unit. You know, the stats aren't that important on the pilot, especially when it's only like 600 points, considering he brings the 2 best shot tags to the table. I like you. I like you. Okay. So I think everything was completely salvaged by Shagia on that one. Frost brought the good stuff. The 2 machines that we got weren't terrible. They weren't great. There were some parts that looked really nice, but and the welfare, well, it's a welfare. The tags on it kind of shot itself in the foot. I don't really know what to say. Like, they're staying more or less on point lore-wise, which is something that I definitely was concerned about when the game started. So I don't want to throw too much anger at them, because that just seems like I'm really being like a flip-flopper with that. I wish that a lot of these fan favorite suits were treated better. That's pretty much it, because I personally hate seeing people, finally get a suit and it's not really serviceable. Like, if the quad wing was utter garbage, right, I would hate that, right? Like, the gold frame that we have in the game is meh at best, right? Like, it's okay, it's workable. But if every suit was like that, So, anyways, we're done with the game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to crack open that website and let's take a look at what's going on with that. So close that, move that over here. And let's share my desktop with you guys. Yeah, look at that. The future is now. Oh, hey, Sukiya, what's up, man? All right, login bonus on now. Scheduled for 7/14, scheduled for 7/14. Well, I feel debated. I thought there was going to be actual info here that I could read and click on, but this is good. This is good. So we're getting a large info dump on the 14th, and we're getting a good campaign on the 14th as well. So I guess that means next week's patch video, I better pack the popcorn because it looks like I'm going to be here for a while. And something I just want to point out, because we were discussing it in my Discord actually. So if you look at the background here for this, Artemis Gundam, and we were kind of really curious because obviously it has a slightly different profile look. Somebody just brought up that during the LA meetup, they did actually show off Artemis V2 with the wings. Personally, I had forgotten about it because it was so long ago, and we've seen so much since then. But the silhouettes do match, more or less, right? You have the wings in the back. So it looks like this might be something with Anniversary. I don't know if it's going to be a banner suit, a welfare suit, given away suit. Who knows? We'll find out. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. It was real nice hanging out with everyone again, talking about the content. If you're interested, tomorrow morning, I've already scheduled it. I'm doing a live stream for Sinoalis. I'm rolling the gatch on that. If not, that's cool. I will see you guys in the next GBGW video I make. Peace out.